Alright, so there's an AI strategy with ChatGPT that's making people millionaires with dropshipping in a pretty short amount of time. Now, as you guys know, AI and ChatGPT is a very big trend now, but we can actually use it to our advantage to do insane results like this with the one country dropshipping strategy. This strategy allows you to pretty much eliminate all competition, and in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how to do it so that you have no excuses as to why you cannot make money. As you probably know, with dropshipping, people always talk about standing out and beating your competitors, but truthfully, there's not really any point of competing when you don't have to, and you can, as the business, just focus on growing a great business with great content without doing any competition at all. So the first step, before I show you the exact AI strategy, is to find a product that fits the one country dropshipping strategy. I'm Henrik, and on this channel, I'm teaching you everything about dropshipping, and my main strategy is to bring products that's doing well in the US over to Europe, and that's how we manage to get insane profit margins. So one country dropshipping is very simple. It's dropshipping to one specific country. As you know, the US is incredibly competitive, and starting there as a beginner is going to be ridiculously hard. So with this strategy, you're going to be much better off. I like to find products that we can sell for $20 to $49. I don't really like to sell anything super high ticket. So we're on AliExpress now, and I'm just going to use my basic strategy, but there's multiple ways to find good products. You can use the Facebook newsfeed. You can go on TikTok and search TikTok made me buy it. But if you come down to the homepage here, you're going to see that there is a section called More to Love. Oh, and by the way, this is a product I'm actually running right now for my challenge. It's a really cool one. I recommend you to steal it and just run it up. But anyways, here, the products you find are optimizing towards what you engage with, right? So if we click on good dropshipping products that has a wow factor or solves a problem, we're going to get just that. And if we click on, for example, let's say drumsticks or music products, we're going to get more music products. So as you can see, we're already finding tons of good wow factor products here. We got the pillow slides. This product's been trending like crazy the past year or two. We got this wallet. We got this one, which I'm sure you've seen. I think it's a really cool product. It's relatively cheap. And then we got the moving sand art. We got a new design. As you can see, in just a couple of seconds, we managed to find like 5 good products. So you want to scroll in for some time. Then you want to come up with a list of 10 products or 20 products. And then from that, you're going to pick out your 3 favorites and then your 2 favorites. But you're probably wondering what this has to do with ChatGPT. And I'm going to show you that in a second. But before that, we need to research our competitors. So the first thing we can do is, let's just say that we want to sell a product, for example, the sunset lamp. Let's go for that. We want to go to the Facebook ad library right up here. And then we want to hit the United States first to see where there's competitors for the product. And I'm going to just quickly search up sunset lamp here, and I bet we're gonna get like 50 results or something. Yeah, 46. That's really close. As you can see, there's tons of stores selling this product. Obviously, it's a little bit saturated. It's just an example I'm showing for you to get the understanding here. It's just tons of people selling it, so we don't want to dropship there, right? Because US is very expensive and it's also full of competition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search up, let's just say, for example, Germany, and our number is going to be much lower. As you can see, there's only 10 stores. This store was in the US too, so they're running worldwide, and we don't really see any stores that's translated to the language. Now, if you want to have complete accurate data on it, you should use an extension like Ali Insider. It's not sponsored or anything. It's just a genuine recommendation. That extension allows you to see the top countries for a product. So you can see, for example, if like 50% of the stores are from Canada, 30% are from France, and using that, you can get a very good understanding of which countries are more untapped. Then we can also use the Facebook ad library to find really good trends or see if the product is trending. But what you want to do now that you have a product is you want to pick out a market, right? The reason we have good profit margins is because we don't compete. We just focus on creating awesome businesses in different countries that's never seen the product before, right? So if it's a big trend in the US, it's very likely to become a big trend in Europe. Sweden is a very good country. Germany is a very big country. But it's not going to work if you just run a random English-speaking store, because there's no personality to it, right? The reason one country dropshipping works is because we get on a more personal level and we show them something that they actually have, you know, their language linked to. You know what I mean, right? So what we can do is we can go to Shopify right here. And as you guys see, I have my store right up here. It's just a store that I use for my challenge. And I'm going to quickly show you how to actually go about this. There's multiple things you can do with the AI. The first thing we can do is say, for example, what are the most trendy niches now? As an expert in dropshipping, you're probably going to know which niche is bad or not. But he's recommending us, you know, like pets and stuff, which is not necessarily the best. But then let's say that we have a shaving product. I have a shaving products. Give me a branded name for the mini shaver. Now let's see what the AI comes up with. Swift trim, trim light. And then we can go ahead and check if domains are available for it. For me, it actually came up with Easy Shave, which I think was really good. But as you guys can see, everything here is in English, right? That's not going to work so well. So what we can do with the ChatGPT, and this is absolutely insane because the translations is fully accurate. I've tested this and I've asked people who speak the native language, and it's actually very, very accurate. So what we can say is translates to German, and then we can go ahead and send the whole paragraph here or the whole sentence, and it gives us the perfect translation here. So what we can do is we can now come back to our store. We can change the language right here. And now we're going to be on a much more personal level with the customer. Obviously, you can't just change the headline, right? You need to change the whole store. And for everyone who's asking me, Henrik, what does a good store look like? I'm actually just going to show you the one I'm running for the challenge. I think it looks relatively good. Some improvements could be made. In many of these countries in Europe, people aren't as good in English, right? As they are in their own language. And they would much rather trust the store that has their own language than they would trust a random English-speaking store. And that's why this strategy works so well. So we got the blue add to cart button here, which is matching with the blue photo. Everything is a blue theme because it's a blue type of product. And there's a lot of dust on my desk. That's why I'm like always touching my nose. It's itching so bad, man. Anyways, as you guys can see, we got the photos or GIFs on one side. We got the text on the other one. And then at the bottom, we got the Luke's reviews, which is very important. You always want to build trust on your website. So now that we got that out of the way, we're able to translate our whole store just by using ChatGPT. We can now go ahead and find out a domain name. And as you can see on ChatGPT here, he gave us ton, or she, I don't know what it is. He gave us ton of different suggestions. Let's see, we got Swift Trim. Then we can go and check, is that domain available, right? Or if you just want to start from complete scratch, you can ask ChatGPT, what is the trendy niches now? And just have it as a friend, I guess. The only thing you need to understand is ChatGPT is not a dropshipping expert, okay? So you only want to use it for a few things. You don't want to use it to make descriptions for you, because it's just going to give you a little bit of a too technical description, even though you can obviously train it or ask it to do specific things. I don't think you're going to be super successful with dropshipping just by fully relying on AI and ChatGPT, but I do think if you can use it to your favor, it's a tool that's going to make you a lot of money. So when we can use that to translate, everything becomes simpler, right? Because we used to have to go to Fiverr, find a translator. He was going to take 24 to 48 hours. Now we can literally build out the store instantly in just 1 hour, and we can get the ads up and running. But there's one thing you're going to need, right? You're going to need translated video ads, for example, so you can break into the algorithm, or more so just take over the marketing, because it's on the personal level, as I said. And that's something that's a little bit harder to make yourself unless you're a good video editor. So you're going to use ROAS formula, and this is not a plug or anything. I'm not sponsored by them, but I'm just going to give you this a genuine recommendation. So if we go in here, we can, for example, get our TikTok ads translated, right? So we can click add to cart, and then we can add here like which language you want, right? So we can tell it to give us translated ads to, for example, Germany, right? So when we have a fully translated website, we have translated creatives, it's impossible not to win, right? Because all the competitors are in English, and truthfully, all the competitors are in the US, UK, just competing with each other, and we're just grabbing our own market. The thing is, it's probably a $100 million industry. Let's say that pet products is a $1 billion industry worldwide, which is probably even more. And 500 million of that is in the US, and 200 million is in Europe. And then in Germany, which is the country we want to advertise to, it's a $40 million industry. But there's not really any competitors for this product that we can have all of that to ourselves, right? There's no reason for you to go with the massive markets. It just doesn't make sense. You can grab your own piece of the pie, and that's an insane amount of money. So you need to stop competing in these huge niches, because it's never going to work, right? And this is the exact reason as to why I'm so successful with dropshipping and why my students are so successful with dropshipping. And if you guys want to get into my mentorship program for dropshipping, you can send me a message on Instagram right here. Now, it does cost money. It's just for the people that want to learn even more. But as you can see on the results, it's been a huge success so far. So now what we can ask the ChatGPT is, give me a name for my general e-commerce store. Let's see what it actually comes up with here, and we can re-roll it too. You guys probably know Smart Choice is actually a pretty good name. So if you can utilize this, it's a very good tool. But if you depend on it, you're not going to become successful, right? And the problem with these tools is people become fully reliant on it. So I only want you to use it to maybe make some parts of the description for you, to use it to translate and maybe come up with a good name for your shop. But this is the exact tutorial on how to get rich dropshipping to one country using ChatGPT. Now, obviously, there could be a little bit more to it. You have to know how to scale the ads, right? But it's very simple at the same time. Your goal when testing products is to get 3 sales in one ad set. You want to run for around $100 a day per budget. But if you cannot afford that, you can always go with TikTok organic, right? But then you have to get a US SIM card if you want to send it to the US. And US market is completely fine with TikTok organic. But if you're running ads, the whole goal is to take the product in the US and bring it over to Europe, because it's already proven to work, right? That's why it's getting all the sales in the US, because it works. Saturation only means one thing: the product works. It does not mean that the product is super saturated in that way, because we can get our own market, right? There's always going to be a place where the product has not been seen before, and since people are still somewhat similar, it's going to work in that country. So that's it for today's video. I hope that you found it valuable and that you start using AI to grow your Shopify dropshipping store, but that you also don't rely on it. I'm Henrik, and on this channel I'm teaching you everything that I know about Shopify dropshipping, advertising, and more things like that. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you click the like button and subscribe to my channel, because I'll be posting here multiple times a week. But that's it for today. I'll see you all in the next video.